jump back on here. I was on earlier today and just do a wrap up video. A couple things I wanted to talk about. I was talking early on the other video, the live I just did today, that something's getting ready to happen. Some major cataclysm, something big. I think America's going to get hit with a major earthquake. Basing it on just what I'm hearing, there's a lot of different things popping up all of a sudden. And I was talking about this. One thing is that for some damn reason, planes are falling out of the sky almost out the West Coast. They are stalling and nosediving. And it's a combustion engine, a lot of these planes. They couldn't, if there's gas being released, which there is, because there's people already putting out warnings not to go outside. There's the bad air quality, and there's been rumbling and earth tremors underneath Appalachian mountains that they can't explain. They don't know what it is. And the mountain range itself literally moved 10 centimeters, I believe they said, and in a year, and usually doesn't move 10 millimeters or something in that time period. So something big's getting ready to happen. There's fissures that were found in rocks and stuff down in wait a minute, what was that? Down in I think it was Tennessee and Kentucky. Wait a second. And another thing is someone who I used to watch a lot, Minister Paul, he said something tonight that blew my mind, because he said not exactly, but he said things. He said a cataclysmic event happening, and he was talking about possible earthquake. He's saying the same thing that came to me, and it's not just me. I'm hearing other people talking about it, and warnings all around. There's also the fact that we got a ton of fighter jets over by Iran, and I have this horrible feeling we're going to use a nuke. Might be a tactical nuke, a small nuke in there, maybe a couple, maybe three, and if they do that, that's it. We're going to be in a world of hurt, in my opinion. Anyway, you know how to hold off and see if anybody's going to hop on. I'm not going to stay real long tonight. I just wanted to add a couple things onto what I was saying earlier. Wait a minute. I don't even know if I'm going to go any further, because I have a feeling YouTube's not going to send out any notifications, or very few. And is it worth, maybe we can just do it tomorrow. But there might not be a tomorrow the way shit's going. We're definitely on a high alert. Several channels are talking about that too. Marfugel just said the same thing. High alert. New York Prepper Live's talking about it. Everybody's getting the same feeling. Something big's getting ready to happen. And hang on, I'm gonna watch, see if this anybody hopping on there. If not, I think I'm going to just. Thank you for the thumbs up. I was just getting ready to turn it off and call it a night, but I'll hang on here for a few minutes. Somebody's there. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. Like I said, Minister Paul, I used to watch him a lot, and I still watch him when his stuff comes up on my feed. The problem is, you can be subscribed to somebody and YouTube don't want you to watch it. You ain't going to see their stuff come up there sometimes. Like, they'll just ban people or shadow ban them for a while. Anyway, tonight I saw him saying basically very similar stuff that I was saying and other people have been saying. And something huge is about to happen. I'm telling you. It's coming. So, and I just want people to be prepared. Maybe get extra water in the house. Because if a major earthquake does happen, plumbing's going to be gone. Your power may get knocked out. All this stuff. I'm telling you, something's coming. And it's better to be prepared. Be like the Boy Scouts. Be ready instead of not ready. And still sitting here wondering whether I should hang on or just go crash out, because I got to get up tomorrow. So there's somebody in there, somebody in the chat, and I was thinking that if I get on here, I know me. I'll keep talking, and I'll be late as shit when I get done. So, but yeah, I got to get up tomorrow. So I don't even know why I'm jumping back. Other than I feel the need to, because a couple more things have came to me, and I feel like just saying them because I think people need to know. Be prepared. I honestly believe people are going to be caught off guard if something major happens, wherever it is. They're going to be shocked down to their shoes. They're not going to fucking believe what's going to happen. And I could be wrong, but I've got a gut feeling that won't leave me alone in my gut about this. Instinctual, or I don't know what to call it. Anyway, if anybody's on there, I think I'm just going to jump off of here, because I could be just talking to an empty screen all night. There's somebody in there. But basically what I wanted to say is there's something heavy duty coming. They did shut down the airspace over Texas and El Paso area and all down in there. Again, air quality for some reason was also brought up, that there's something's dangerous with the air quality there. And so that's a sign of a freaking impending earthquake. If methane gas and carbon dioxide is being released by the earth in millions and millions and millions of cubic square tons or whatever, shit tons of gas coming out. Yeah, and you might also see birds dropping the hell out of the sky. It's bird flu. Maybe not. Maybe it's just carbon dioxide to the max, and it's a sign to be prepared for an earthquake. And I did see something about a lot of birds being found dead recently, but they'll play it off as just bird flu. Maybe, maybe not, but be prepared. I think something's coming. I keep saying that over and over, because it's going to be shocking when if you look in the Bible and times, it talks about one big great earthquake. This could be it. There's also, like I was saying on my last live stream, that in, I think it was 1805, when Lewis and Clark were going up the Mississippi River, and they're out there exploring, and Sacagawea and the two explorers, they saw the Mississippi River running backwards up the into Michigan. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up, Josh? Why is it? Wait a minute, hang on. Yo, what's up? How's it you guys are still up and awake? Well, I guess, what time's it over in England, dude? I just have a bad feeling something's coming. And I was just reiterating, talking about what I was saying to you guys earlier. Where are you guys? What's this? 4:16 a.m. Huh. Yeah, you guys are a few hours. Then you just happen to turn on the YouTube. Tell me that isn't a God incident there. Maybe, I'm telling you, one time I did do a live stream, and it's in my thing. It's on my channel at like 3:30 in the morning. I had a drink, 3:33 in the morning. I woke up all of a sudden, had a nightmare of a barge hitting a bridge, and it actually really happened. And then I don't know if that was the same night, but if you go back and look, you can see it. There was literally everybody that was a moderator on my channel, and tons of people came on at 3:33 in the morning. All of a sudden, nobody could explain why. Nobody could sleep. Really crazy. Yeah, I noticed the same group of people here. So, you guys bots by chance, or are you really people? That's what I'm wondering all of a sudden. Yeah. Spotted near Japan. I heard that, dude. I think I heard something about that. Hmm. No, I just noticed you guys are here again, all of you, and I'm surprised YouTube's putting my notifications out. There you go. Fred's here. How you doing, Fred? Um, yeah, because YouTube was not putting out my notifications, and maybe that last live stream I ended up with 1,015 people on it, so that was a really good live stream for me. Been like that ever since my accident. What accident was that again, dude? Oh, by the way, if any of you guys saw, what's this? Wait a minute. If any of you guys saw earlier, someone on the channel was able. My cat, he's actually crashed out. By the way, next week I'm moving back in a family member for a little while, so I should be all right. But I mean, even prior to now, if you go back and look at all my live streams, not all of them, a lot of them were in my car. I always liked doing them in the car, so I didn't even have to tell anybody that about the staying in here. But the last couple weeks got really fucking cold, and I went to Red Roof Inn when my car broke down there. What's this? That's how I got brain damage. What you told me about that the other day. Speaking of having an accident, I had one a while back, and my memory sometimes slips. I'm trying to remember what you did tell me about that. Were you in a coma or something? Yeah, the cat's back there chilling out right now. So, Fred, how you doing, by the way? Everything good, dude? Pronounce. Okay. Yeah, because someone else was talking the day before or something about that. Yeah, you were saying that. Who's that? Hey, is that? What's up, Robert? How you doing? What's that? That's how I learned to read Hebrew, which is crazy because I was telling you about um, someone I know, one of their grandkids had autism and surprised everybody who reading Hebrew. Yep. Hmm. That wasn't. It wasn't my niece. Someone else I know had told me that, and it's just kind of crazy. But shit like that does happen. Have I got a gun? Nah, nah. Why do you ask that? Is there somebody in the back seat gonna come and get me? No, I got Jesus, dude. I don't carry a gun in the car. Did you say you were moving? Oh, no, 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 no. Going to stay with my sister for a little while. Temporarily looking for my own place, but She felt bad because shit hit the fan there. What's that? Jenny's got it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Jenny got the gun. He's a cowboy. Of course she's got it. Gets a gun. Yeah. But anyway, what was I going to say? You guys just totally fried my mind there. You said something. I was talking about the possible earthquake. I really believe something major's coming. And what made me believe it is there's a guy that I watched a lot of times through the years, Minister Paul. He's actually from California. And now he's in Nevada or somewhere. Or is it I can't remember. So, I think it's Nevada. And he's saying that he's getting the word, he keeps hearing the word cataclysm. And he looked up the definition. And it was talking about a major possible, meaning a possible major thing like an earthquake. And then they're also talking about some heavy duty shit going on with Iran. We got like literally 48 fighter jets just went out over there, and we got all kinds of equipment staging right now, right near Iran. They're about to probably take out, and Trump said it was time for a regime change. They're going to do like, what do you call that? I can't think of what the hell you call it. Wait a minute. Decapitation strike. Probably try to take out the leader who would, I guess, be the Ayatollah. Yeah, it looks like I think something's going to happen the next 48 hours there, too, the way people are talking. It actually said watch by the end of the week. It's getting really bad. Yes, he did. Amir lives over there. You know what? I assume he, excuse me, I assume he was telling us the truth when he said that, and I think he was. Exactly, Long John. That's the sad thing about all this bullshit. You know, it's the people that are dropping bombs on everybody, and they're never going to have it dropped on them. They're just going to drop it on poor people living like grass huts somewhere in some little village or something. Man, they're the one. The poor people always suffer the blunt of the damage from all this shit. You know, mostly people that just want to go on with their lives. You know, not do anything or bother anybody. And they're the ones that are the collateral damage. What's this? Not if it's precision strikes. Yeah, no, you're right. If it's yeah. Even so, if you drop or shoot nukes of any kind in there, which even if it's like a strategic nuclear weapon, what do they call them? There's a name for them. Tactical nuke. Probably, I think they're made to not be as devastating. Well, obviously, an ICBM, that's going to make a mess of the whole country. You start dropping them, but these battlefield nukes, I guess they call them too, probably take out a smaller area, obviously, and hopefully less radiation gets released because that shit gets in the jet stream. It's blowing all over the place. Doesn't have boundaries. This is going to blow into every country to some degree, I think. Over the weekend, within the markets. Yeah, you know what? Exactly. And also because everything's failing. Right now, banks are crashing. I just saw, what do they call them? Texas Boys. It's a, what do they call it? A YouTube channel. I think it's called Texas Boys or something. A father and his sons, they own like a ranch out there. They were talking about how, I think he was trying to get money out of his bank, like a few grand, and they couldn't do it. You know, they said, "Oh, we can get it to you in a week or so, but you should be able to go in and get your money out." But, you know, it's not there in the bank. So if everybody makes a run on the bank, you got a major fucking problem. And they also have the Dodd-Frank laws now, where if everything goes to shit, the bank can just grab your money. Nothing you can do about it. Some bullshit law that they passed to cover the banks, too big to fail. Bullshit, but you know, they can take your life savings and let you starve, and it doesn't matter. Unbelievable. It will probably happen. I saw that. Yes. Israel cleared out a lot of Iran last summer. Yep. What's that? They have body bags. What's that? Lined up in the streets. It's really bad. YouTube keeps. What's that? Shit. Wait a minute. YouTube. This thing's moving around. I can't see that. They just took. Robert, did you take down your deleting my comments? Yeah. Well, I just saw one disappear. I almost read it, but then it looked like you put it up again or something. They did that earlier on the other live stream. They're going after my moderators now. Tammy had a problem. They took down her like several comments and kicked her off. What's that? When all else fails, they take you to war. That's the truth. I truly believe that, Long John. War is a great distraction, too. Trump's not looking for forever war. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, they just need something to change the, what do you call it? Not the agenda, the news. Keep the news rolling and get, past all what's about to happen. Maybe we're rolling into the Great Reset, and they'll come out the other end. There'll be digital money, and we'll be screwed. They'll want to round up our cash and make you take the chip eventually. I don't know how far off that would be. Trump's not looking for yeah, yep. I agree with that, but he's very aggressive all of a sudden. He's making moves. I don't know whether they're smart moves or bad moves, but what bothers me morally, do we have the right to go up and steal stuff out of other countries? Or is that, what's this? Always try supporting your lie. Thank you. I'm not, what's that? I'm not taking no chip. Okay. Yeah, me neither, dude. You know what? For all we know, they're going to try to force it. But here's the deal. This is what I believe, and I can't be sure of this, but I think they need you to be compliant. That's the whole thing with that vaccine. See how many people would actually go along to get along. And it'll be the same maybe with the chip. If you say no and you stick to your guns, maybe that's good enough. I don't think they can force it. They can force it on you, but I think God will allow, won't condemn your soul. If they were to hold you down and hit you with the chip, I have to believe that God's going to protect you because that's not even your fault. So I think they need compliance. It says if you take the mark, not if you're forced to given the things. Wait a minute. Yeah, I see that. Can you hear me, Robert? Robert just sent me a text. YouTube might have knocked him right out of the chat. What's this say? It'll be just like Venezuela, in and out. Yeah, but are we going to keep doing that? You know what I mean? I don't know how I feel about all that. Grabbing up other people's ships, that's like piracy. And that's what the damn Somalians were doing to ships that were going up to the Suez Canal or the Red Sea and all in there. They were Mediterranean. They were hijacking ships. I don't want to be considered a pirate nation either. But then again, there's people who are going to say, well, that's the spoils of war. That shit happens during war. People, what's this? It would be just like Venezuela and that. Wait a minute. Well, Maduro invited Trump to come and get him. Yeah, he did. You're right. Let me see if I can hang on 1 minute. invited Trump to come in and get him. Yeah, he did. Challenged him, and he lost. It wasn't a wise move. It's crazy. Yeah. What's that? It will be worse than Vietnam. Wait a minute. I'm having trouble reading this tonight. What you use in Roku hotspot? What's Roku hotspot? Oh, hotspot's like I thought. I thought you were talking about my cat because he had a hot. You know what a hotspot is on a cat when it's like chewing on its fur. He had one the other day. I put some kind of medication in it. You're talking about for Wi-Fi. I'm just using my phone's got Wi-Fi on it. But wait a minute. Well, then start praying because there's nothing we can do as individuals other than pray about keeping the Western Hemisphere safe. And you know what? I guess the Russians feel the same way. They're probably right now shitting their pants because Trump's not backing down or flinching. And him and Putin are both like trying to stare each other down in a way. And China's worse, man. Okay, yeah. So, anyway, hang on 1 minute. I started drinking my Dr. Pepper. I haven't had one of these in probably 2 months. I used to drink Dr. Pepper all the fucking time, but I don't like them now because it's all sugar water. Once you leave sugar alone, man, you start to really feel like shit when you go back and try to drink a soda. They have Russian ships and subways off the. I think you meant subs off the coast of Alaska right now. Yeah, the Bering Straits. Yeah, you're right. And they want to take Russia back. Seward's Folly is what it was called. When Lincoln got assassinated, they also tried to kill a couple other of his cabinet members. They got a guy named Seward, who was Secretary of Interior, who made the deal to get us the Alaskan Purchase, I believe it might have been called, or Alaskan, I forget whether that's the right word, but he bought Seward's Folly. That's what it was. He bought Alaska, and they thought he was a fool. But there's all kind of oil and everything else up there, so it was a good deal. But I think Russia wants it back. Yeah, yep. Same with Greenland. Yep. Soda's giving heartaches. Yeah, or headaches. Yep. Yeah, soda's no good. It's no good. And I left it alone for a while. You know, it's like probably been 2 months since I had a soda. And it's disgusting because now I can really taste the sugar. When I cut all sugar out of my diet, almost all. I try not to use almost any. And what's that? YouTube deleted my comments again for the 4th time. I don't know, dude. They're going nuts on. They did the same thing to Tammy. They kicked Tammy off there, and I saw who did it too. I saw the name of the person. Don't know how they did it because they weren't even a mod. So she thinks that they found a way to hack YouTube somehow, some kind of cheat code or something. It's probably some gamer who knew somebody who was able to do that. How the fuck they got in and did that was right during the live stream. Sugar is very addictive. You're right. It's bad for you too. I drink my coffee with Sambuca or sugar. I've seen people drink with Sambuca and they put like a coffee bean, or no, I'm sorry. They used to put coffee bean in a shot of Sambuca. I think that's what they did. Back in the day, that was like a thing. And you know what? Putting sugar in Sambuca anyway is redundant because alcohol turns into sugar right in your body. It's probably really just fucking adding more chance to screw you up if you have diabetes. Yeah. You saw it too. I think you're right. It is three coffee beans. Switch it out with three. You ever see them little Mexican jumping beans they got? Yeah. Put a couple of them in. I think that's basically a parasite that's living in like a nut. Mexican jumping beans, some kind of worm or something, and they're able. I don't know if guys know what I'm talking about. Used to be a thing back in the day. You could buy them. There were little. Wait a minute. I bought up Dr. Pepper and it got deleted. Feel bad for Tammy. She's OG on this channel. In Sambuca. Yeah, Robert, I'm actually wondering how the fuck they're doing that. What's that? The worm in tequila. Yeah, there is a worm in tequila. Is that the same type of worm that is in Mexican jumping beans? That's a real thing. That they had. What's it? Wait a minute. Health, happiness, and prosperity. Oh, that's what the three beans symbolize. Okay. Crazy. I thought it was caffeine, high blood pressure, and I don't know, stomach ulcers with a coffee bean. Let's see. I wasn't ever really a tequila drink. Dude, back in the day when I did drink, and I'm talking when I was in my 20s, I found out, I think I was allergic to tequila. Holy shit. I had a bad reaction. First off, I had one shot and it destroyed me. And I got sick as hell. I used to drink shots all the time, but just couldn't. Something in tequila made me feel like shit. What is the time where you are? The time is about 11:30ish, about 11:30 at night, because my car clock's about a half an hour or so off. I noticed that the other day. I gotta change it. Yeah, well, you could. You put on in the long run. You could, because alcohol could make your weight. It's got full of sugar. You just add to your thing. But you're probably right. You probably wouldn't get it, but you could, I guess. What's this? 11:30. You are not tired. No. Yeah, no. Actually, I was earlier. I was tired as shit, but I did that live stream. I actually drank a cup of coffee. Right here is still the cup still here. And that's the tea. So I had a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and now I'm having a soda. So no wonder why I'm still up. But that was hours and hours ago. I had the tea. And wait a minute. Sambuca is sweet. Tastes like black licorice. Yep. Now, believe me, back in the day, I've drank a few shots of that. I actually told a story on here. I'm guessing it was a week ago or something. Pretty much when I was young, I broke this hand punching an inanimate object, all fired up. And fifth metacarpal, fourth metacarpal break. And if you can see it, I don't know, it's hard to see right now. Like, it didn't heal right. When it happened, it looked like a golf ball was under the skin, It just was arched up like that. And I was in a bar, and a friend of mine, Linda, she was bartending, and I had broken up with this girl, and I was just disgusted. So I'm drinking all night. I ended up there. It was like last call for alcohol. I did a couple shots, and she said, we got to go out the back door. The state police used to drive by. It was like a biker bar. And they would drive by if you stayed too long. You had to get out of the building at a certain time. Well, so she said, we got to go now. You got to hit it. Nobody else is in there. It's just me and Linda. And you ever seen on Western how they have the bat wing doors, the doors that swing like that? Yeah. Well, you had to go through them and out the back through the kitchen in the bar, right? Or you could go out the front door, but she had to lock that and not go out there in case the cops rolled by, because they would you got a fine or something, maybe lose your liquor license for after hours serving. But we were just getting out a few minutes afterwards, and this is 20, almost 30 years ago. Nowadays, it's probably 10 times worse because they tightened up all the laws, liquor laws. Anyway, so she says, okay, let's hit it. And I took her, word is, okay, we're going to hit it. So I'm on one of them bar stools that you can like turn and you rotate and hopped off them. It's going out the bat wing doors. I want to punch them, right? Somehow, I guess because I was fired up, when I spun, I kind of lost my balance and I ended up punching the freaking metal door hinge on the side. Like, here's where I should have hit. Here's where I did hit. Near the side of the door, just mashed up my hand. And still it bothers me. 30, what's it? I was probably 24 when that happened. I'm a lot older now, dude. So still have arthritis in that bitch today. Wait a minute. What's this say? A good old cup of tea. Yep. Tea was always my favorite. Yeah. Again, I have English in me too, Long John. Back in the day, my one of my parents, my dad actually had. I think his mother's name was Clarkson. They were from England originally. What's that? No sleep, guys. Yeah, right. It will give you a hangover if it's hot outside. What's that, Sambuca? Dude, yeah, all that hard liquor fuck you up. You're better off sticking to beer, man. Liquor's quicker, right? But what's this? I broke through an emergency window. What's that? With that wire in it. I bled a lot, but I was drunk. Yeah, drunk. Yeah, man. It's dumb moves. First off, you learn pretty quickly after you do something like that when you sober up. Don't fucking hit inanimate objects. It's just not worth it, you know? Wait a minute. You know what? I was laughing about it because I didn't give a shit. I thought it was kind of funny, and Linda's like, you asshole, now I got to drive you to the hospital. Hospital was right down the road, but still, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So that was the last thing she wanted to do. And so I get in there, and it was like an intern there. The doctor, because it's so late, they had a guy look at my hand, but he couldn't really do much. I had to come back the next day. They gave me this little shitty, cheap wraparound thing and a couple aspirins and charged me a whole bunch of money. It's ridiculous. Like $40 for this little shitty. It was better than an ace bandage, but it might have been more than 40 now. But it was like $20 for 2 aspirin or something. And that's freaking, what's that, 35 years ago or whatever it was, 40 years ago? Yeah. Goldschlager, yeah. Wait a minute. Hang on. I was working in a hospital at the time as a security guard. And you're drinking some shots or something? Wrapped your hand and gave, what's that? Yeah, exactly. Gave me a couple aspirins and charged me a ridiculous amount of money. I could have went to like the Dollar Tree if they had them back then and got a whole bottle of aspirin for $1, whatever the hell, 25. Back then, if they had them, it would have been like $1, and I spent like $20 or $30 for 2 aspirins. What's that say? The Jägermeister, yeah. Nope. Just drank through it. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a lesson that a lot of dumb young kids do. That hit inanimate objects and drunk as shit. Another one I saw done, and I caught myself doing it. all shitty drunk one time. And went to the bathroom, and I go back into this. There's a stall, and I come out, and I see a guy talking to himself. He's drunk as shit. And he spit on the mirror like he was disgusted at how bad drunk is. And I know that I had done the same thing like a month before. That's another reason why I won't even drink. It fucks you up, makes you basically act like an asshole somewhere along the thing. And all it's doing is it's bringing out whatever's on your mind at the time, you know. What's that? I threw it up from eating. What's this? That's a funny ass story. It's funny until you had to live it, dude. I lived that shit back in the day. And yeah, that's the problem. I thought it was funny too. The hangovers were funny and all this. So you never take it serious, and it literally starts to fuck your world up. Now I realize, and I don't try to glorify that. I'll talk about it and laugh about it. But, you know, back when I was younger, I thought that was the shit, you know? Made you a badass to you get all shitty drunk and act like an asshole. And then I woke up one day and was like, this is fucking retarded. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, yep. Well, if you're in a hospital, you probably see a lot of horrible things too. So I can understand why people drink. What's that? You know, tomorrow is Ramadan. I got to eat enough to be fasting, but it's fucked up now. Huh. I didn't realize it was Ramadan. What's that say? Because I threw up all the food. Wait a minute. Were you drinking? Is that why you threw up the food? And now you got to go all through that. Yeah. Huh. Don't get drunk and ride subway trains in New York. Yeah, I could probably, after Ramadan, you drink out. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought you guys weren't allowed to do that. Maybe, shh, you might have just ratted yourself out. Somebody's going to see that. Yeah. Did they just boot you out again, Robert? Stomach's fucked up. Go. Do you have any ginger, fresh ginger in the house, or dry ginger? You know, the powdered ginger. Take that. I'll fix you up. That's what I usually use for stomach aches and shit. Works like a champ, dude. Ginger. You ever hear of drinking ginger ale when you're nauseous? Same kind of concept, same thing. Yeah, ginger ale would help. I'm never eating more than my stomach could handle. My best friend, what's that? Nicest guy in the world. But when he drinks hard alcohol, he turns very mean. Yeah, there's angry drunks and then there's funny drunks. I used to be a funny drunk up to a point, yeah. I'd sit there and crack people up and shit. I think it was all fun and games till the next day, and then you're puking your guts out, and you realize it wasn't all that funny after all. Yeah. And I think I only became an angry drunk, you know, when everything was going to shit later on. Like, slowly you start, you know, losing your traction in life. You start, like, you're being able to put things together to go and accomplish your next goal. It just literally drains you. Partying fucks you up, man. When you're young like that, don't even bother with it. It ain't worth it. Yeah, basically alcohol just brings out whatever emotions that you're dealing with, brings them to the surface. Only sometimes. Sometimes I'm not funny. I try to be. I fail miserably. When I got older, I was a mean drunk. Funny. Ah, yeah. Yep. I got you. Joe Pesci. Funny how? Funny how? Yeah. That was a great movie. Are you? Yeah. Are you a clown? Yeah. Exactly. What do I look like a clown? That Joe Pesci saying that? Funny, haha, not funny, gay. Yeah, that was probably one of the best mob movies I've seen. But it was kind of pretty fucked up at the same time when you see what happened. What's this? Does he amuse you? Yeah, right, right. Yeah, when how about when was it was Billy Bats? Go get your shoe shine thing, come back, and they end up stabbing the living shit out of him. I just heard that really something happened, but he wasn't. It wasn't over that, that was something Hollywood wrote in there. Something did happen. He got. I guess he got killed, but it happened differently. Yeah, do I amuse? Yeah, that's right. Based on a true story. Yes, it is. Yep. Yep. That guy was still what was his Hill? Henry Hill. Henry Hill. Yep, Henry Hill. You got it. Yep. He spent some time in jail and everything, and he still trying to be like years later. He's trying to write a book about it, and he still mingling in with the same crew. If the same type of people, he wanted to go back to that lifestyle. If you get out of that, you're an idiot to go back. William Bonney, yeah, Billy the Kid. I was saying that the other day. A lot of those outlaws back in the 1800s and shit, they disappeared, and people faked their death basically, and it was probably a hell of a lot easier back then. Your ex-girlfriend worked for them in New York. Oh, really? Um, Wait a minute. Was the Wild West real? Well, it was wild, but you mean the movie Wild Wild West or the series? It was first a series. Ray Liotta, a good fella. Yeah. Huh. Henry Hill died a few years back. Well, Ray Liotta was Henry Hill in that. Yeah, it's right. He did die. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to stay on here because I think I'm probably going to crash out. I'm supposed to get up tomorrow, and I can't. Like I said, I drank coffee, cup of tea, and I had that Dr. Pepper. So it'll be a little while before I get tired, but I got to try to get some sleep. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The JFK, yeah, the Lufthansa heist or something. I think it was. Where are you from, Nelson? Are you from America or Europe or what's it say? It was called Edelweiss Airport back then. Oh, from the UK. Where in the UK? London? Oh, from the Netherlands. That's cool. Well, you're Long John. You're from England, aren't you? Are you from the Netherlands? Leeds. Okay. My favorite album, Alive at Leeds, The Who, where that was performed in Leeds. One of the best live albums ever made, I think. Essex, all right. Yeah. Born in Aruba, but lived in Netherlands. All right, that makes sense. Isn't Aruba kind of like what do you call it? A colony back in the day from Aruba is connected to the Netherlands. Is that correct? United Kingdom, pretty well. Yeah. Well, my favorite group was from there. The Who. Yeah, the Who did a concert for 9/11. It was pretty cool. Considering that they were pretty much hadn't been performing for years, and still managed to pull off a pretty good one. 5:59 a.m. I thought so. Yeah. My dad and mom used to go to Aruba, or well, actually, they went there I think once or twice in Curacao, and they went to Puerto Rico and Mexico when they were alive for vacation. They loved it down there. Yeah. Yep. Near Belgium. All right. Is it true that Mexico invented the cowboy culture? Um, Caballeros, I think they called them back in the day. I think it's a cowboy. Yeah, you know what? There's Argentina. Yes, and Argentina has had cowboys because cattle was up and down through all that area. I think at one point, maybe still. No, the Spaniards invented the cowboys. That's correct, I think. And actually, wait a minute. Is it true that a lot of people go missing in the national parks in America? That's what I hear, dude, evidently. And then you have to wonder what's happening. You know, are they just falling off of cliffs and stuff and drowning in lakes and they never find their bodies? Or is there something out there getting them? The other day, I had a live stream. I was talking about Bigfoot and stuff. I don't know whether there's something. I think somebody's saying something out there. I don't think all these people, even Teddy Roosevelt evidently saw, he wrote it in one of his biography that when he was out west, there was a wild man or something he called it. Wait a minute. National Parks. Yep. Wait a minute. They were from Spain. Many people were missing. That's right. That's what I hear. Human trafficking could be another thing. Yep. Documentary called 411 Missing. Yeah, there's millions of people disappear probably every year. And it doesn't seem like nobody's going out of their way to find some of them. Yeah, literally millions of children disappear. And shouldn't that be a priority to go try to find them kids? It's like when Maui out in Hawaii burned down. All of a sudden, it was like 400 kids disappeared. Nobody ever found them. They don't know what happened. And, you know, they're moved on to the next thing. They're not even talking about that anymore. It's kind of fucked up. "9/11, yeah. That's another thing that's fucked up. Personally, I think it had to be a lot more closer to home than we realized. I think that was the first step into killing off our rights. I could be wrong, but I think some of that It was what's this? The Netherlands is 11-2. 11. Yeah, because every time we go through something big like that, it seems like for our own safety, they're going to take our rights away and stuff. It's basically one more step towards slavery for everyone. It pisses me off. And I was saying this the other day. Australia, I think they took the guns off of those people over there a while back. But I think they were allowed to have hunting rifles and stuff for a while. And then they went after that. And I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Crocodile Dundee. That guy was there was a real person that they based that on. He had hunting rifles, I guess, passed down from his father. I think one might have been a musket or something. They're old school guns. And they killed him because he wouldn't give it up. Surrounded the place and shot him up. It's ridiculous. Australia lost, what's that? Had school shootings, many people died. Yeah, so they already lost their weapons and yet they're still able to get guns. So you go into Texas, right? And try to shoot up a school. Yeah, over there, you could have the right to carry. I'm not sure how the law works down there, but you don't want to fuck around in Texas too much. Fuck around and find out, you know? And maybe that's it. You got to have a deterrent. What keeps people from, like a big country, nuking a little country? Because other countries are going to nuke them. Yeah, it's a deterrent. I'm starting to think maybe everybody should have a sidearm on their fucking on their side, like the old West. Maybe. We had a tower block in London which was on fire for days, but it did not fall down. Huh. They sell guns, but illegally. Okay. Yeah, probably if you get caught with one, you're in some deep shit. We're not allowed to have anything in the UK for self-defense. Yeah, but then they brought in 1.5 tons of people, immigrants, right? And when they do something violent, if somebody does, they can't do anything about it. And that's kind of wrong. I mean, I don't give a shit where you're from. A crime is a crime is a crime, and you should have to pay the piper. You know, punishment. You know. Justice. You don't just go into somebody else's country and start killing people and be able to walk away from it. That's our own government allowing that to happen to its people. So what do you think they really think about us? They don't give a shit. The leaders in these countries don't really give a shit about us. We are not allowed to have anything in the UK for sale. Yeah, okay. The UK is done for. I keep hearing that from people over on YouTube from the UK. Do you guys know Paul Thorpe by chance? He's got a YouTube channel. He's on there. He's talking about some of the stuff. And that's how I'm hearing about it. Because actually, like Australia, I had people that used to come on my channel that I used to talk to. And now I think they're almost afraid or they're not allowed to speak too much over here on YouTube, or they got to watch what they say. It's gotten crazy. What's that say? Yes, I watch a lot of YouTube, British channels. Yeah. Hopefully this government will be voted out. Yeah, evidently Canada's pretty bad right now too. And none of you guys are from Canada, right? There's a lot of people kind of disturbed with shit going on up there. Matter of fact, Trump's offering to buy a chunk of Canada. I think it's which one is it? It's out west. I can't think of the name of it. Ontario, maybe. They're looking to get out of there. They're trying to vote themselves out of Canada or whatever you got to do to, and at least that way, if they're asking if they want to change, it's one thing. But if you're going in and taking something over, that kind of feels wrong to me. Yes, he used to sell watches. Who's that, Long John? That sold watches. Was that someone on YouTube? Was that wasn't wait a minute. Was that Paul Thorpe? Is that his name? He had a channel. I don't know if he did that. No, Albert, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. It is Alberta. That's more like the western half. Excuse me. I think it's the western half of Canada. They're not quite at British Columbia is a little further over near Vancouver and stuff, correct? And Alberta is a little close. Oh, wait a minute. Alberta is voting to leave Canada soon. Yeah, I heard that. Yes, it's the what's that? The oil portion of Canada. Yeah, okay. Paul. Okay, Paul Thorpe. Yeah. Yeah, I've occasionally watched his channel. He's pretty interesting. And he was talking about the shit going on over there. It's just unbelievable. And, when you defend yourself and all of a sudden you're the criminal, what the fuck is that about? Does that even make any sense to anybody? Canada's gone net zero green. Wait a minute. Canada was better. Yeah, maybe back in the day, but everything's gone to hell. I had somebody on here and the last live, excuse me, the live stream was basically talking like he was straight out of college. And I have nothing against college. I have something against people that got brainwashed by their college professors. And, the first lesson they should have been taught in college was think for yourself. Don't just buy everything that somebody's saying. Run it through your brain and see if it makes sense and everything. They're just listening and regurgitating everything these communists are saying to them, mostly. Redacted is a good channel. Yeah. Yep. I've heard of that. Trying to think of what other channels I used to watch from England. Uh, can't even think of them right now. But anyway, like I was saying, uh, Australia, I had a few people used to come on my channel, and I don't even see them anymore. And I thought I heard that they're cracking down over there on YouTube and stuff. If you remember during the COVID, man, that place was getting really fucking bad there. I saw this one video clip where the police were on horseback and they were like knocking people. They were in a pavilion and they were trying to force them out and make them go home or quarantine or whatever the hell was going on. And they were like bumping into people they were on horseback. And like dudes were older people and shit. They were like manhandling them and throwing them around. Jeremiah, was it Jasmine Lane on here, and the Moose on the Loose of Canada News. It's 5:12 in the morning. I'm getting ready to crash out. The bad thing about Australia is big spiders everywhere. Yeah, did you see that spider they're saying is real? That's they found it in the Congo. Thing's about 3 foot long. It's crazy looking thing. They don't know how big these things can get. They're called. It's like a 3 or 4 letter word. Starts with maybe a J. They just discovered it, but it was back in the wilderness in elephant spider. I don't think that was what they called it. It could be. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm tired of shit. Black widows are real small. Yeah, exactly. You guys have a good one. Thanks again, and I'll come back on maybe tomorrow night or something. I got to get some sleep. I got to get up tomorrow. See you guys. Have a good one. What's that say? Giant, giant, eat your face spider. Yeah. Well, they also have. I think it's called a bullet ant. I think it's in Australia. This thing bites you. You know it. It's a fucking ant that bite a chunk out of you. I guess it's kind of like maybe that big or something. I don't know, but I saw something, a bullet ant, they're called. It's supposed to hurt like hell. And also, African army ants will fuck you up too while we're talking about insects. They ate whole villages of people back in the day. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. See you later. Hit me with a thumbs up. I see you already did. Have a good one.